Welcome back to all my truth seekers, and this time on the channel where we break down everything behind the glitz and glamour of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Follow, or something, be right back with a new video. Their royal family drama is spicier than a red chili pepper, and it is on fire. Summary 4, Rightio, let the royal melodrama begin, or something along those lines. First, buckle in, folks. And I got me some spicy volcanic ass piping ta unleash upon THSEN00BS, if you know what I mean. But let's cut through the choppy waters of this disclosure first. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Warning, this is going to be an absolute monster of a post and an epic content issue. Now, that's the scuttlebutt around the palace after King Charles reportedly summoned Prince Harry home on leave. This is not the medieval era, and you cannot snap your fingers and voila, there is a ready-to-order prince. Harry has been upfront about being done with the whole royal circus, and I highly doubt he'll be jumping at returning now that dear old dad is a bit short on hands. So now we head to the so-called expert who declared Harry and Meghan's exit as Charles's long-term plans going disastrously awry. Well, cry me a river. That would imply that if two people can be so crucial to the basis of your entire monarchy, then perhaps it's time for a little change. Otherwise, what are you going to do? I mean, really, they have dozens of aunts and uncles with nothing better to do wearing stupid hats. Reminder, the reasons behind Harry and Meghan's departure? This was not an impromptu decision. They faced specific challenges, from media scrutiny to a lack of backing in the royal family. The celebrities have been open about their need to spend time apart for the sake of their mental health and well-being. It means they are likely to follow an unconventional path and live a more meaningful life that does not involve the constraints of royal protocol, perhaps a controversial decision but one clearly showing their intentions for a new life. But the effects of their exodus are being heard beyond the palace walls. The Oprah interview shed new light on the royal family, casting doubt upon their relevance and modernity in today's society. There's a long-running debate about whether the monarchy can be meaningful in an era that sometimes seems far too modern for it. Harry and Meghan moving out from under the burden of its weight, however only by half-step, only serves to underscore that. So what does this portend for the future of the monarchy? Only time will tell. Royal working is likely never to return will remain unchanged. Whether it prompts anything different, or simply makes the system even more chaotic for a few years at least, still remains to be seen, but it's clear is that Harry and Meghan storming out has kicked off one very necessary conversation about where the monarchy belongs in the 21st century. About how Meghan has had the American dream torn from under her in seconds. Give me a break. They were the last known domicile Montecito, EST at a maybe 826-room mansion area lighting on their Netflix deal and publishing books and generally doing whatever they wanted. Not terrible in my estimation. Even if it includes squashing a dream, I say go for it. Yet a few are already crying the blues, as many to the rest of us live high on the hog. On to this matter of blame game and spotlight hogging or attention seeking. Sign me up. In all honesty, the royal family does not need Meghan's help to make headlines. And they've been doing that very well on their own. After all. That is, when Prince Andrew's, peculiar sex life and all the royal merry-go-round showbiz continues to run rings around them. The media and the public just can't get enough of them as they follow their every move, scrutinize everything they do and everything they say with such venom. Her future has just gone up in flames. But don't worry, it's a soap opera unfolding before our very eyes and Meghan merely another character making the move to a different thread. And the light monarch idea, that is absolutely some entitlement syndrome BS. The entire frat boy who will not get his inner majored in company sniker way they're actin' like they are another startup that is attempting to cut corners. UK, you're the British monarchy, cut the bull quoting A's a joke. You are a rat to these other motherfuckers 808s and add explosives _no_ result make we got more gold than your body makes show less if you cannot even afford to keep that spare royal on the payroll, maybe it is about time for you to sell a property or two and exit the income space. The idea that slimming down the ranks of working royals will portend a more businesslike or contemporary institution is laughable. Royal power is awesome, no one could deny the influence of a monarch, or their personal fortune, and it has nothing to do with having dozens of working royals or any real relevance. Take this man, Richard Eaton. And DOC, let's talk about it for a minute. However, he claims readers a slimmer monarchy, without Harry and Meghan, probably won't work. Gen Zers, I hate to break it to you buddy, but they are gone, checked out of that building forever. Either no such thing as less loss or old favorite about having leg chopped off then going on a diet. Bit late for that, mate. The fact of the matter is, Harry and Meghan have created their lane, an exit route from a centuries-old trap to which the tradition modes and mores of the monarchy had previously served as a pretty solid lock. Without Harry and Meghan, there will always be the royal family as a focal point of fascination and debate within the broader historical context. So obviously they have changed, the band of the royal family has broken up, but that hasn't diminished our ability to be fascinated by them. Full of dramas, scandals and big events, talking about the monarchy never gets boring. The royal family is not pathetic to need relevance or attention, so let's act as if we are so much more elevated than that. They have that in spades, and always will. And now the plot thickens. This dude saying Harry should make the move before Charles hands over the crown because William might be less charitable about allowing him to return and serve royalty once he's wearing it. Constitution, or does he believe this is the monarchy or Studio 54? Sorry, Harry. Nah, use on the guest list section full. He further has the gall to say that Harry and Meghan are essentially irrelevant as they are not needed in every monarchy. Son, newsflash dearie, they seem to be perfectly fine without the monarchy. I might even argue more so today than ever before. And every time they sneeze, it's treading on the news to the half of the you who recognized Princess Anne. Why are you even on this quiz anyway? For the other half of you, meanwhile, you would simply never spot her in a lineup. Here's the thing, folks. The entire fiasco is a disgrace and yet another reason why the British monarchy is becoming so laughable. Desperately trying to not be obsolete in a world transitioning into new phases. They are that old uncle in the family gathering, who still insists on playing charades whilst everyone else just wants to watch Netflix. But then it turns out Harry and Meghan knew this all along. That living as a royal is basically just a rich, elaborate jail cell. Right, it looks so good up top but the inside. You still wake up to feed the same birdseed every single day. You may be trying to get Harry back on your turf, King Charles, but take a good long look at what the institution means today. The era when tenfold fealty to the crown could be assumed is not long, and in this environment, different kind of leader required, one that will be exposed and weak and visible. Last. A space that Harry and Meghan so smartly created among themselves to work on whatever causes they wish without the constraint of royal protocol. They're using their tremendous platform to speak out about mental health, of course long overdue racial inequality and more, big F-king deal. People are listening. At the other end of the spectrum, the time warp in which traditional royals are trapped by obsolete ceremonial practices and archaic customs is beginning to look decidedly frayed. And naturally, they are struggling to stay afloat. The world has moved on, and it has, at least with respect to royal pomp and circumstance as far as many in the younger generation are concerned. After this disaster though, less so an issue of what is everyone's gender and expression, but more now into who people are and what they're up to. Translation: one could argue that Harry needs to heal divides in order to return home, while the monarchy should perhaps take a page from Harry and Meghan. We are all so creative creatures, so apply a change, innovate it and spin the way you engage with your tribe. Because otherwise they will always be that old outdated amorphous clump lost in having the vaguest toehold in a forward-looking societal evolution. Clearly, this conversation is not about Harry and Meghan continuing in the aristocracy. In a society which increasingly values substance over ceremony, will the monarchy have any continued relevance? Until they did, there would be the asterisk, a lowercase version more and more likely to be associated with a punchline increasingly less funny. Perhaps then, rather than attempting to return Harry as though he is a maverick Amazon purchase, we should focus on yanking the hapless mongrel of a monarchy into the 21st century? The royal institution may be steeped in tradition, but given the speed of change in the world today, maybe it is time to update and reflect back to us so many of progressive values that we see in contemporary society. By changing, the monarchy can stay current and respected, instead of holding on to a tradition that is a subpar among the people, allowing its hold to protect against bits improve. Way to go, Harry and Meghan, keep it up. Well, at least you're living life as basically the most swagged-out person in your 5-mile radius, even if it only costs you ridiculous headlines like every other dang day. Having the courage to dismantle generational norms and pressures is a journey towards freedom of self-determination. You are not afraid to take the risks that matter, like mental health and social justice, which quite honestly, is a breath of life in an air of unchanging old-school narrative. And a parting shot for all you royals, toadstools. Get the popcorn, because this royal soap opera is far from over. Remember this fact: as much as you get lost in who said what to whom and who snubbed whom, there are existent problems in the real world. Decades of waste accumulation are now producing deleterious global, downstream effects, climate change, economic inequality, and global health crises, to name but a few. But hey, I guess the royal family drama is more accessible than climate change, right? Who cares if Harry comes back, or whether Meghan is the root monarchy is trimmed down to its base or extended with more PR Billy Bobs? And this whole thing is very costly and very distracting. The glitter and glamour royal life often takes so much oxygen, the essential needs of ordinary people suffocate. But hey, it does give us all something to chat about over our tea and crumpets, isn't that right? Well, so what do you guys feel about this? If you have any thoughts to add, leave them down below in the comments. Check back then for even more shocking stories and scandalous exposés over on our YouTube channel. Like, share and subscribe to our channel to receive all the news from the royal family. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for some more interesting facts of the royal family coming your way soon. Bye for now.